guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a special guest, my fiancé.
Hello guys.
Will you ever get tired of saying that? Or me saying that?
Probably not. Not until the next day, the next step.
Yes, and then my hubby. Okay, so I asked you guys what type of videos you wanted to see, and you guys literally said your fiance or your boyfriend answers questions. So then I asked you, give me some questions, and now we're here. Jay has never seen these questions. I think they're really good questions that you guys submitted, so I'm really excited. Let's just see what his answers are, considering he's never seen them. Jay's pretty pragmatic, like very, very. Like way more than me, and a lot older too. So
A lot older.
it's 8 years.
We don't say a lot.
Okay, fine. 8 years older than me.
There you go.
And probably most of the people that watch this, so it's exciting to see that. So with that being said, let me pull up the questions. Dun, 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 dun. Is there anything you have to say, baby, before you take the mic?
I'm just gonna give you guys my honest opinion. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I say it now. I'm gonna try not to, but I'm just gonna give you guys my complete honest opinion. And obviously this is all subjective because this is my experience in life, so figure it out.
Let's do it. Figure it out, guys. First question. First vacation with my boyfriend. How do we split the costs?
I think that's a conversation you guys need to have before the trip even happens, you know. I think communication, you're probably going to hear me say this a lot, but communication is huge. And I think treating your relationship like a partnership is probably the best thing you could do, especially if you're just starting a relationship or you're young or you're younger than 40. You know, nobody at that age is truly like just balling, right? So I think if you guys can come to an agreement in the beginning saying, baby, you pay for this, I pay for this, right? I don't think there should be money exchange between each other. It should just be more like, I'll pay for the swimming with the dolphins. Okay, baby, so I'll pay for golf. Okay, it won't be completely even, but understanding that, you know, we're a partnership and not so much, you know, I pay for everything or you pay for everything. So.
Okay. Next one. Internship opportunity cross country. 7 months apart. What do I do?
I would definitely figure out first how long you guys have been together. So that's going to be huge. Obviously, the sooner you guys, or the least time you guys have spent together, obviously the less you know of each other. So there's more opportunity for like letting your mind wander. So I'm not a big fan. I think you need to have that intimate relationship with your partner very strong and very often. You also need to have that touch and that feel and that sense and that smell. I mean, it's all very important. So, so as far as having a 7-month, you know, distant relationship for that long, I mean, can it work? Yes. I would say maybe, you know, schedule out visits. You know, make it a thing where you guys FaceTime at, you know, maybe every 2 days or something like that, and talk every day. You know, so just I guess schedule it out. You know.
Definitely, especially with the time change.
Yeah.
Because across country. My boyfriend is a crazy spender on stupid stuff. I am crazy saver for our future. How to bring it up? Convo. What do I say?
They say opposites attract, right? I mean, two opposites. I'm sure both have good intentions. You know, I think the best thing you could do is not make his thing a negative, but just show him how to do a positive, right? Maybe give him, I call these controllable goals, right? You give somebody, say, okay, you know what? You can't control your spending, you know, on how often, or not how often, but more how like you like to do it. So I don't want to take that away from you. How about we do this? You buy one thing a month, whatever you want, but one thing only a month. So at least you have, he knows or she knows that they have, you know, this controlled behavior. Okay, they're going to save and make a decision on one thing a month. And I think that would be a good first step. And, you know, maybe he might or she might start seeing how much money she's saving by doing that. And it might, you know,
trigger something.
Yeah, it might be a good way to go about that, but definitely go at it as a positive instead of making his shopping a negative thing, right? You never want to go into an argument or a conversation with negative, right? You want to just turn it into a positive, or show him how to turn, or show her how to turn it into a positive, and kind of go from there. I'm talking. Wow.
Yeah, no, but that's funny because
Jesus.
I was listening to a podcast today from Goop, like Gwyneth Paltrow or whatever, and there was like a psychologist, and he said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a psychologist.
Yeah. Okay, this one's very pertinent for what's happening right now. Politics in a relationship. What if we have different views? Should we let that affect it? What do you think?
I think it should be more, everybody has their personal opinion on this or that, right? But if you guys are in a relationship, at some point you're going to have to agree on a household, right? So, yes, you believe on this and you believe in this, but as a household, what do we for and what do we stand for? So, I think it'll have to be something like where you guys bring your pros and cons together and make a decision for the household. So, I mean, that's always a sticky situation because, it is, but I would just say, hey, like, how can we agree to disagree as a household, right? Not as you plus or you versus me thing, right? So, as a household. So.
Yeah, I think besides politics, it's more on, like, the values, like, why do you think the way that you think? Is it because of something that's, like, a deep value that I can't get over, or is it because of?
Right. But that's why that's when you turn a thing between you versus me and us, right? So what are we gonna do, and how are we gonna be safe in whatever decision is made, right? Because you have to adapt, and if you don't adapt, you're not gonna survive.
You're not gonna survive.
You have to adapt, baby.
How to split up house chores. My BF is super messy and doesn't care, whereas I do.
Oof.
It's hard if one person doesn't care at all.
Yeah, that's a tough one too because people are usually product to environments. So for you, you might think it's bad. For them, they might think it's not that bad, right? So I would just say communication. It's going to be huge, right? So don't let it get so bad to where you blow up at the person, right? So I think having that conversation, go, wow, you leave that on there all the time, like, just communicate with the person before it becomes a problem, right? So kind of be proactive instead of like trying to solve the problem.
Yeah,
when it's a
instead of
problem.
reactive.
Exactly. So.
And if you're super neat and you know that you're super OCD, this is my take on it. Just deal with your own shit. Like with us, like I love the closets to be like color coordinated and everything to be super perfect. So we literally just came up with a system that no one puts clothes away, not even our housekeeper.
Yeah, I mean.
And I'm just like, you're doing it wrong. He's like, this is my clothes. I'm like, but you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so you just pick your battles. You pick your battles.
Yeah.
And communication is huge.
Yeah, that's funny. Best way to go about a fight: spend time apart or talk through it.
I'm a believer in time because, you ever heard the saying, oh, I said it, but I really didn't mean it, and that usually happens when people are really not themselves, and usually it takes a little bit of time for people to either like calm down or kind of like second guess or think about what actually happened, and maybe, it might change their perspective. So I would definitely say time. Now, it's different between time and time apart, right? I'm not saying go on a break, right? Don't like split up. But if you need a day or if you need a couple hours just to kind of, get away and let yourself calm down, that usually helps. Then at that point when you guys are both level-headed, then you can come back together and do that conversation. So I guess more of a step process. So for some, obviously, like I said before, this is all my opinion. I think people do need a little bit of time to calm down, and when they calm down, they're a little bit more clear, they're a little bit more calm, and things get said a little bit more consciously. So
you're not like Chucky, like
exactly.
like
So
radiating
give
anger.
yourself some time to like breathe and say, you know what, babe, come here, and get to that point. So
this is my question. I still have a couple of now that you brought it up. What do you think of breaks? Like, I feel like a lot of people, mostly people like my age, like are like, oh, like we're on a break, and if it works out in the future, like it works out in the future. I personally don't think or believe in breaks. But what do you think of breaks?
Now breaks meaning like apart from each other, like
Yeah,
you're
like,
over here, you sleep over here, and I sleep over here, type of thing.
no, more like breaks like we're broken up, but we're not broken up for like a month and a half or a month.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
listen, it may work for younger people, and they might don't understand the value of like, you know, talking things through. Usually, a break happens when there's no communication, and you're just kind of like two bulls hitting each other, and nobody comes to terms, type of thing. But I mean, taking a break is not not the route to go.
Yeah, no, I
not the
agree
route
with
to
that
go.
at all. This one's interesting. Advice on interracial dating. And then they added, for me, please, with a little heart emoji.
So the question was,
Just advice on interracial dating.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Don't ask for permission. Don't feel funny. Own it, love it. Be that unique couple that people go, wow. You know, you guys look good together.
Do you look at together?
So, own it. Own it. I think it's beautiful, man. I think it's we need a lot more of it, you know?
Yeah.
Interracial couples usually have the best looking kids, so.
Yeah, I don't know, like, what advice, maybe, like, don't listen to anyone, I would say.
I mean, the advice I would say is just, like I said, just own it. You don't have to overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more you care less, the more people will look and just turn their head. But when you have this inner, like, you know, insecure feeling about what's happening, people can sense that, you know. People can sense when people are scared, you know, especially like alphas and people who pick on people, right? And that's usually people who give people crap about interracial, you know. So own it. Don't worry about what people think. You guys are beautiful. Do it. I mean, just own it. Live up to it. Walk proud. Head up.
Hell yeah. And the last one, baby. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. How do you know when you found the one?
Oof. How can I give you that answer for you? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think it's honestly a series of different things, events. You know, because obviously that a person can't do one thing and you just go, oh, that's it, that's the one. You know, I think it's gonna have to be a series of features that person has that checks off in your boxes, or you check them boxes off for what you want. You know, it takes time. You know, that whole saying of I knew the moment I saw her, she was the one. You know, I think that term is like brought out when they actually know that person is the one. They look back and go, I really liked her at the beginning, so I knew she was the one. So there's a kind of like a, you know, like, for example, I'm giving a story for me. You know, this is something that only a handful of people know. Now the world knows. But I saw Val, and I saw her, and, you know, obviously she was a great looking girl, beautiful girl, and I was just like, wow, I need my girlfriend to be just like that. I would love for her to be my girlfriend, but obviously I didn't want to just go in, so I just left it alone, and before you know it, she slid in my DM.
Yeah, I don't think they know that. They have no idea that I slid into your DMs. I think we should do one like that, like how did our relationship start?
Yeah, so, I mean, if it wasn't for that, obviously we wouldn't be here where we are now, engaged 3 years later, 3.5 years later, with a dog, with a house, with investment, you know, whatever. So
The life ahead of us.
I definitely think it takes a series of events for you to know that person is that person. But it'll happen sooner than later. It won't take 2-3 years. It'll take you about a month or two. Depending on how often you guys hang out. I say that because obviously we hung out literally every single day for the first 3.5 years. So, depending on how often you guys see each other, let's say you say every day, 2 months. 3 times, 4 times a week, 4 months, 5 months, who knows, right? But, it takes a little bit of time to know that person is a person, because we're in a metropolis, you meet all kind of people with this and that. I don't want to get crazy with this conversation, but it takes time, you will figure it out.
And I think like when maybe. Like you just feel it.
You feel it, but you don't have that confirmation until that 1 or 2 things happen. You go, hell yeah. You kind of know, and you're like, everything has been going good. I'm giving you obviously my experience, right? Everything has been going good. Then that 1 or 2 thing happen, and it just blows your mind, and that's when you go, yes, this is it.
Oh, I glued your mind. I'll have to cut that out.
Oh, come here. Oh.
So our baby just came to say hello. And this ends our questions.
Yeah.
These were really good questions. They were like real issues, not just like he's not texting me back in an hour.
Yeah, listen.
Oi, Aston, baby.
Bless you. Yeah, well, listen. I would love to help. I love talking, obviously, and there you go. And for a living, I help people. So I'm a motivator. I'm an inspirator. I do all these things every day. So if you guys want to see more conversations from us, from me, from the family, just comment. Get in the DMs, and obviously, I love helping people. That's what I do for a living. So. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think this is really interesting. I love it. Like we can have more conversations instead of just like one-sided questions where we discuss a topic if that's what you guys want to see. But like, comment, subscribe, and just let us know. Love is love, everyone. I'll see you guys next week.